welcome back to Ultra for another one. Right, today we are back in with the IBC build. Moving on to the next step. So, quick recap. We were finished off the plumbing for the feed, the gravity, the rotor shower. Rotor shower is now full of media. And then I have now been doing some more cladding. So I've done a little bit this side, and we've done all of this side. And then I've also been working on pipe work along to the side, sorting out how everything's going to go. Next steps, I'm going to clad all the pipe work now. I'm happy where we've got it. I've done some skullduggery with the heater, which I'll run through in some more detail at a later point, but it's to do with the flow and make sure it works with the flow switch in it. So I'm going to finish all this off, get the pipe work all kicked up. I've put this fitting on so I can change what I have running in through the return at different times of year. Obviously through the winter I probably don't want a blade or anything that's going to chill the water off. And then I'm going to be moving on to the lid, which obviously insulate. The rest of it, I can't let the heat all escape out of the top, especially not running a 2 kilowatt heater, because that's going to watch the electric meter spin. So I'll be trying to work out what I'm going to do with this, sort this out. I said before I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the expanding foam, because it does look rough, doesn't irritate me, but I'm just going to see how much it does annoy me before I worry about covering this part up and doing something else. So that's where we're at. I've got my rolls of insulating pipe wrap, so I'll be getting that onto the pipe work and finishing off it all, so I'll show you as we move through. Right, so I've finally glued in that return line and insulated that, so that's taken one roll so far. It's a 7.5 metres of insulation, tube insulation pipe wrap. This is the pipe wrap. It's the 75mm thick stuff. It's £3.60 at the moment in Toolstation. It's got 5 or 10% off. So not too bad, and that's how much one roll was done from there all the way through a few bends over to there, so I'll quite easily do the rest in 2 or 3 rolls. Yeah, right, I'll snap back when I've got further on. Right, so there we are, all the cladding done. So I've gone round all the pipes with the foil bubble cladding, and then I've used just lecky tape just to hold it down in places where stop gaps appearing, and hold it on to the pipe in some places. Literally we've done all of it, as far up to the collars on the heater, up to the collars on the ball valves, and then I've done the same this side. So all around the bottom's done, all the return pipe, all of the gravity feed pipe, up to the gate valve on the filter. Insulation wise, that is the pipe work done. I am thinking about insulating the roto shower as well. Won't for the moment, just so I can also, the whole point is I'll have a look at this and people can see what it actually is, but I think I will probably end up insulating that because it's fairly thick. I'm going to test it, see how it goes, but obviously there's heat that can escape there. It has got a lid, I've just not got the lid on, so I quite like watching the water fall off into the sieve, because I'm sad. Lid, you can see I've popped the lid in here, so I've drilled a hole size of the return pipe so nothing can escape there, and this is just a very thin corrugated sheet for B&Q. I think it was £23, so it was about the cheapest one I could find. Doesn't look straight, but metal is bent. I did bend most of it back in with a hammer, but obviously not as straight as I thought I had. I've now got to design something to cover off these air gaps. Got a plan in my head, but this will have to do for now. And I do have a finishing piece I want to put on here and along the edges to make it look a bit better anyway, and not expose the wood to water, because you get a lot of condensation off the inside of these polytunnels. That's what no one tells you. The amount of condensation is actually unreal. Like when you go camping, you wake up in the morning and everything's soaking wet. It's freezing cold, but you're soaking wet. And you can't, when you were a kid, you can never work out why, but obviously condensation. So anyway, there we go, it is all running. I'm going to have a think about the lid before I strip it off and finish it, but it all works. Obviously I'm going to want some sort of access hole. I have got some other ideas as well in terms of the insulation of the lid, because obviously this is very thin, not insulated to the same standard as everything else. It will do a job, but it won't do the same as what I've got on the sides. So I've left the pump on full. Pretty impressed with this little pump so far. I've got an unboxing video I'm going to do on this, and then I will leave some comments and some general things about the pump once I've used it a bit more, but so far so good. It's only a little one. But yeah, there we go. That is it for this one. Actually, I know I said I was done for this one, but I think what I'm going to show you as well, is while I can, is I'm going to test the insulation, how it's working, just to give you an idea of what doing all this cladding has actually done for her heat retention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the tub up to 50 degrees or as close as I can get it, like a hot bath, and then see how long it takes to cool down. Think that if you run a bath indoors, within an hour or two tops, it's generally pretty cold from the nice heat that you're pumped into it. So I'll do 2 quick clips 24 hours apart, just to show you, with no heater on, just the water circulating, just to see what it holds on to and see how well it's doing. So yeah, there we go. Right, it's dark, obviously, little light, little camping light. I have filled the tote with hot water from the hot tap. We're going to take the temperature now, but it's going to be hot, really hot, too hot for fish. Just want to test what the insulation's working like, see how much of it was still retained this time tomorrow. Would be really useful and overnight. So I'm just going to lift it up, take the temperature. 48.7, 49. So we'll call it 49. Let's put 49, 49.4. So we'll see. The system is running. If you can see that all coming out over there. The system is running. Recirculating the water. I've put it down so it's not disturbing the surface too much, because I will probably look to do that when I've got fish in it, because it will help keep the heat in. It's just the oxygen balance. But we'll have a look and we'll see what it's like in the morning. Lid is on there. Cool. Right, here we are, 24 hours later. 49 degrees when we left it yesterday. Let's see what it is. Literally, it's 24 hours to the minute. So, quite excited to see this. Feels quite warm. .7. It's still 27 degrees. Oh, it's brilliant. That is brilliant. That's held on to it really well. So again, I'll see what it is again in the morning after another 12 hours then. This is without the heater on. The heater is not on, obviously, because I can't heat it to that 49 degrees anyway. So holding on to its temperature well. Right, so you can see it's worked really well. The insulation is doing its job. I'm really pleased with it. Like, you spend the money on it and you do these jobs and you think, is this actually going to achieve what I want to? Obviously, I'm outside. It's going to go through a winter. I want to try and keep this as a small grow on for some fish and keep the temperature at 24 degrees. So it's going to cost a bomb to do that with a 2 kilowatt heater. So I'm trying to make it as energy efficient as possible. And that little test, yeah, over the moon. From 49 to 27 degrees overnight, and the temperature dropped low. We've had frosts and stuff, so really pleased with it. And like I said, I've still got a few bits of insulation work that I want to do around some of these gaps. I've got some real small gaps all the way around. I want to do some more work with the lid. I've got a few ideas, other ideas I'm going to do with the lid as well. So yeah, really pleased with that. That is it for today's one. I've got the next one will be sort of around the heater. I've got some more information on the heater, what I'm doing with it and how I'm setting it up. And then I'll be getting some fish in here, so you'll be back to seeing some fish on the channel. So nearly there. Again, hope everyone's enjoyed that, found it useful, insightful, just to see, another way someone put stuff together. Any questions, comments, like before, any suggestions, chuck them down there, please. Always happy to see them. Like I said, I'm going to use probably put Jap matting on top of that after the filter floss comment. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.